United States women's Olympic basketball team holds on to win their 8th straight gold at the 2024 Paris Olympics. And what has that done? That has exposed a lot of the Caitlin Clark fans and has exposed the Caitlin Clark media pundits. Now, you know, everybody was in an uproar because they thought Caitlin Clark was snubbed from this USA team. But before we get off into today's podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. Well, the United States women's Olympic team held on to win gold against a game France team in front of a ruckus France crowd. Now, you know what the storyline was headed into the Olympics. Why wasn't Caitlin Clark on this team? Was she snubbed from Team USA? Now, you had a lot of media personnel. You had a lot of these YouTube sports channels that was talking Caitlin Clark, you know, voicing their opinion. Oh, well, Caitlin Clark was snubbed. She should be on the Olympic team. And what has that done? That caused an uproar because many people was rooting for Team USA to lose just because of their feelings was hurt because Caitlin Clark was not elected to the women's Olympic team. And it's kind of crazy that you're rooting against your country in women's basketball because your feelings got hurt because Caitlin Clark did not make the Olympic team. All kinds of videos and media personnel coming out saying that she should have been on the Olympic team. A lot of these channels talking about the Olympics are going to boycott because Caitlin Clark is not over there. Well, how's that boycott going right now? Because Team USA brought home the gold for their 8th straight gold medal with a win streak they haven't lost since 1996. Now, that's impressive. Now, who needs Caitlin Clark? Now, my personal opinion, in this situation today, in this hostile environment and the physicality of this game, Caitlin Clark would have been no good to the USA because of the physicality. And, you know, when Caitlin Clark first came into the league, a lot of people was crying wolf because, you know, people was playing her physical, knocking her down, and they was crying. I want to know what would have happened if Caitlin Clark was on this Olympic team and she was thrust into the fire with a game France team where they was playing physical in this gold medal game, and their physicality set the tone, and that's why they kept it close with the United States team. So I don't think Caitlin Clark would have benefited in this game because I think she would have got exposed. But that's my own personal opinion. But now it seems to me that there are a lot of people out there that are Caitlin Clark fans that now they're quiet. Since the United States has won gold, everybody has went hush hush. Where are these Caitlin Clark fans at now? Where are these Caitlin Clark YouTube media channels at now? Y'all not talking about nothing about United States winning gold. Everything was focused on the narrative of Caitlin Clark not being on this team. That's what y'all wanted to make y'all's headlines about. But nobody has gave credit to the United States team for bringing home the gold. I don't see no videos out there saying that despite Caitlin Clark not being on this team, United States still wins gold. Everybody has went quiet. Now, I got some audio from Ben, I think Meyer and Kerry Rhodes, and they summed it up. And basically, you know, what they said, I agree with them 100%. United States was vindicated with the gold medal for Caitlin Clark not being on the team. This is something that, you know, these Caitlin Clark fans, y'all gotta deal with it, man. You know, now going forward with the physicality of, you know, these countries catching up to the United States, is she ready for 2028? Is she going to be that difference maker? But let's take a listen to what these guys had to say about today's gold medal game and United States winning the gold.
Winning the gold medal, and we are talking about a person who's not even on the team that won the gold medal. But that's where this conversation goes, and I don't want it to be a manufactured Caitlin Clark conversation.
Exactly.
But in this realm that we're in of social media and sports talk radio, there were many people who were cheering against Team USA today because they wanted Caitlin Clark on that team, and they wanted a reason to point to that Caitlin Clark should have been on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where we are today. And if it wasn't for a foot on the line by Gabby Williams of France, which, by the way, if this was the Americans taking the shot that was attempted at the end, we would be talking about it. If this was the men's team, we would be talking about it. Mm-hmm. Kind of move past it because it happened to France.
Right.
But to be down 3 and then shoot a 3 with your foot on the line at the buzzer is a complete faux pas and a mental error that I understand the game action that's going on, but the one thing that you just can't do is take a 2 and shoot a 2. That's what ended up happening. But I think there's a bigger discussion because over these last couple of weeks, and we've had shows on this network and articles written, Christine Brennan did a whole piece on how Caitlin Clark should have been a part of the U.S. women's national team. Mm-hmm. Now that the U.S. has gold, is the U.S. vindicated in keeping her off of that team?
Yeah. There's vindication that happens by winning, obviously. The ultimate goal in the Olympics is to win gold. They won gold, so I think they're okay with that. Obviously, there are people and detractors who, from the beginning, thought that Caitlin Clark should be on that team, and that's all fine and dandy. We all understand that conversation, but the conversation should be the USA women has now won 8 Olympic gold medals in a row.
Exactly.
Their dominance has been cemented. And yes, a big what if. A big what if France wins that game and USA loses. And then this conversation would be on a on an astronomically different plane.
Now, I totally agree with what both of them said, man. Instead of focusing on United States winning gold, everybody wanted to focus on Caitlin Clark not being on the United States Olympic team. That was the focus of conversation. That was the headlines. That was the topic. Now that the United States has won gold, where are the Caitlin Clark fans at now? Where are the people that was crying wolf? And it's kind of sad that, like he said, people were rooting for United States to lose just so it would fit their narrative about Caitlin Clark being snubbed off this team. And that's ridiculous. You're rooting against your own country to lose in the Olympics because your narrative of Caitlin Clark not being on this team wasn't upheld. So you're rooting against Team USA. And that's just like what was going on with the men. People dislike LeBron so much that y'all wanted to root against Team USA. Y'all wanted Team USA to lose just because of LeBron. That is ridiculous. And a lot of people have called out a lot of media personnel and called out some of these fans for going against Team USA. You see how Kevin Durant clapped back at these Denver Nugget fans. You see what he clapped back against Dennis Schroeder. So that it bothers me because the narrative was, Caitlin Clark should have been on that team. She's a difference maker. Caitlin Clark had no say with this USA team. The USA team that was assembled, the committee knew what they was doing. They went in there to strive to get the gold, and that's what they did. And that should be the focus. It shouldn't be focused on one player, Caitlin Clark. And see, since these Caitlin Clark fans wasn't appeased by that, they want to change the narrative, talking about we're going to boycott because Caitlin Clark is not over there playing with Team USA. Well, how did that work out? Because if you ask me, won't y'all put out the ratings for the gold medal game? Won't you put out the ratings for the gold medal game? See how many people was in attendance for the gold medal game. And it seems like Team USA men's basketball all was there to support. The crowd was ruckus. It wasn't I didn't see an empty seat in the stadium. Standing room only. So put out the numbers on that and see what kind of Caitlin Clark effect it had. But this narrative about, Caitlin Clark not being on the team and y'all boycotting and y'all not going to watch it, how did that work out? Team USA brought the gold home, well-deserved. Shout out to Diana Taurasi, the most decorated Olympic basketball player that's ever played, even though, she was on the sideline cheering her team on. She played a role. So kudos to that whole team USA. Kudos to Asia Wilson for the MVP. She balled out. Kudos to, Kelsey Plum. And kudos to Kalia Copper. Kudos to Kalia Copper because in the fourth quarter of this game today, she balled out. Jackie Young, she got in foul trouble. She fouled out. But shout out to the young guns. They showed up when it counted. And Breanna Stewart, they showed up when it counted. And you gotta give a shout out to Gabby Williams. Gabby Williams, man, she's playing over in France, but she was a first round pick to the Chicago Sky back in, I think, 2022 or 2020. Now it's some rumors there's some rumors out there that Gabby Williams might find her way back in the WNBA. And if the Chicago Sky can pick her back up, it'd be interesting. But guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comments section, man. I want to hear from these Caitlin Clark fans, man. What's going to be your narrative now? What's going to be your excuse now? And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces. And remember, on your way out the door, when you put your shoes on, do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.